If I had to throw away everything I own, keep only what I know about money, and start over from $0 today, here's exactly how I'd rebuild to $5,000 a month in passive income. No inheritance, no viral luck, no secret coin or hot stock. Just a specific sequence in a specific order that almost nobody follows. And the order is the entire reason most people never get there. One quick note before we get into it. This video is for education only, and it's not financial advice, so do your own research or talk to a licensed professional before investing. And it's made using AI narration, and what follows is a hypothetical plan purely for illustration. We just like being upfront about that. Let's put the real number on the table, because it's the thing that scares people into quitting before they even start. $5,000 a month is $60,000 a year of income you don't work for. At a realistic 4% yield, generating that much income takes roughly $1.5 million in income-producing assets. Now, $1.5 million. I can feel some of you reaching for the back button. Don't, because here's the trick almost everyone misses. You do not build this by saving up $1.5 million in a bank account. Nobody does that. You build it in stages, where each stage quietly funds the next one, and compounding does the heavy lifting you could never do with your paycheck alone. And the number scales to whatever life you actually want. If $5,000 a month feels like a stretch, the same math says $3,000 a month is closer to $900,000 in assets, and $2,000 a month is around $600,000. Pick the income that fits your life. The sequence I'm about to give you is identical no matter which target you choose. Only the finish line moves. So if the goal is reachable in stages, why do so few people ever get close? It's almost never the size of the goal. It's the order of operations. People do the right things in the wrong sequence. They chase income before they have any stability, so the first emergency forces them to sell at the worst possible moment. Or they chase growth before they've protected themselves, so a single bad stretch knocks them out of the game for good. Or they rush into real estate before they can actually afford it, and it swallows the very cash the earlier stages needed. Do the sequence wrong, and you can genuinely work at this for a decade and have almost nothing to show for it. Do it in the right order, and something remarkable happens near the end. So here's the plan in 3 parts. First, the exact order I'd build in, and why each stage has to come before the next. Second, a realistic timeline, what each phase actually looks like year by year. Third, the mistakes I'd refuse to repeat, because avoiding 3 specific traps matters more than any clever move. Starting from 0, I'd build in 4 stages, and I want to be honest, the hard part isn't knowing the stages, it's refusing to skip ahead when a shiny opportunity tempts you to jump straight to the end. Stage 1 is stability. Before a single dollar goes toward investing for income, I'd build up 1 month and then 3 months of basic living expenses in a high-yield savings account. This part isn't glamorous, and it isn't really investing. It's the foundation that keeps everything above it standing. Here's why it comes first. Without a cash cushion, the first time life throws a surprise at you, a car repair, a medical bill, a lost job, you're forced to sell your investments to cover it, almost always at the worst possible time. Stage 2 is the growth engine, and this is where the real wealth gets built. With my stability cushion in place, every spare dollar goes into broad, low-cost index funds, with all the dividends automatically reinvested. Notice what I am not doing here. I am not trying to live off income yet. I'm not chasing high yields. At this stage, the entire job is to grow the pile as large as possible. I'd keep it simple. A handful of diversified funds, somewhere between 2 and 5, not 20. And wherever possible, I do this growing inside tax-advantaged accounts, so the compounding isn't dragged down by taxes. Stage 3 is the income layer. Once that growth engine is substantial, and only then, I'd start reshaping a portion of it toward reliable income. That means shifting some of it toward steady, dividend-paying funds. And, if I wanted real estate exposure without the headaches, REITs, which pay you like a landlord without the tenants. This is the stage where the portfolio stops only growing and starts actually paying me. Stage 4 is the multiplier, and it's optional. Only after the paper assets are humming would I consider adding something with leverage and tax advantages, like a rental property. But bought too early, it's not a multiplier at all. It's a second job that drains the cash and attention that stages 1 through 3 depend on. Powerful last, dangerous first. So what does this actually look like stretched out over real time? I'll keep the assumptions honest, and remember, I started this at 0, so the early part is quiet by design. The first couple of years are stability and habit. The emergency fund gets built. The automatic investing gets switched on, and the balances are small enough to be discouraging. In these years, the habit is the entire win. You're proving to yourself that you can consistently live below your means and invest the difference, and that skill is worth more than any early return. The next several years are the grind of the growth engine, and this is where patience quietly pays off. Your contributions plus reinvested dividends plus market growth start compounding on each other. Somewhere in this window, the account crosses 6 figures. In a good month, the growth on your investments is larger than the amount you contributed that month. Sit with that. It means your money is now working harder than you are. That's the crossover point. Then, somewhere around a decade and a half to 2 decades in, depending on how much you contributed and how markets behaved, the combined dividends and rental income reach that $5,000 a month mark. At that point, the machine is finished. It isn't fast, but it is reliable, which is the exact opposite of how most people approach this, sprinting at the flashy end and burning out before the boring middle ever pays off. If a clear, honest sequence like this is what you've been missing, subscribe and follow the rest of the passive income playbook. Now the 3 traps that quietly derail it. Mistake 1, chasing income too early. This is the most common one, and it's seductive. A small portfolio tilted toward high-yield income feels productive. Those dividends show up and feel like progress. But a small pile paying you income is a small pile that grows slowly and stays small. Early on, growth is the job, and income is the reward you unlock later. Get that backwards, and you can cap your own ceiling for years. Mistake 2, letting lifestyle creep eat the gap. The single biggest threat to this plan isn't a market crash. It's you, slowly raising your spending every time your income rises, so the gap you invest from never actually grows. I'd lock my lifestyle in place for as long as I could stand it, and route every raise, every bonus, every windfall straight into the growth engine before I had a chance to get used to spending it. The size of that gap is the single biggest lever you control. Mistake 3, buying real estate before I was ready. Property is genuinely powerful in the final stage and a genuine trap in the early ones. It's the same error as chasing income too early, just far more expensive. I'd earn my way to real estate in the right stage rather than forcing it at the start because someone online made it sound easy. So if I started over from 0 today, here's the whole plan in one breath. I'd build in order. Stability first, then a growth engine, then an income layer, then a careful multiplier if I wanted one, across a patient decade-and-a-half arc. Because $5,000 a month isn't a lottery ticket, and it isn't a reward for being brilliant or lucky. It's a sequence, run patiently in the right order. The people who never get there usually had all the pieces. You now have the map. If this gave you a clearer picture of the path, hit the like button and subscribe to follow the rest of the series. But there's a deeper question sitting under all of this. Why do most people, even people watching a video exactly like this one, never earn a single dollar of passive income? That's next. I'll see you there. This was a hypothetical plan for education only and is not financial advice. Always do your own research or talk to a licensed professional before investing.